Hello, juniors. Welcome to Medisnaps, and I am Dr. Devashish Srivastava. You can call me Dr. Dev, and I'll be telling you from my experience what are the easiest book for the first year MBBS, and actually what you should buy and not waste your money on some of the irrelevant book which will be provided to you on the first day or the orientation day by the stall keepers or the book vendors which you will encounter, and the essentials and how you should approach the particular subject. Actually, and these are the easiest book which will help you build your concepts and resources, and obviously this will also help you for your PG examination and future. So let's begin. So first of all, in the first year we have the three subjects which are anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. If we go by the orientation of the subject, which I'll be making a separate video for, anatomy is the basically the map of the body, and basically you need to know the locations or the maps before actually navigating in a place. So for something you should know, like on Google Maps you should know where the hospital is, where the car mechanic is, where the shops are, where the malls are, where the things are. So anatomy is like that, and you will go by that. Like move, then the next is the physiology, and physiology helps you to tell what is happening where. Like on a general basis you will be knowing what the receptors are, like in car mechanic place you will get your car repaired, in hospital you will get yourself repaired. So it's like that. And biochemistry is like what is happening in the molecular level or the elemental level. You must have read about the Krebs cycle, micromolecules, macromolecules, so you will be dealing about that in this. So if what I have divided the books on the basis of, like there are many books you have to see, but the main ones are textbook, reference book, exam passing book which you have to read after reading the textbook. Don't go that अरे हम आखिरी के एक महीने में यही पढ़ लेंगे, पूरा साल तो मज़े करना ही है. तो it, you are going to be a doctor, and the every word you read is actually going to save the lives of uh, thousands of people. And then the practical books and the notes, or practical notes, or any notes or the references. So we'll be discussing about that. So moving on, anatomy is divided into the structure anatomy, where you will be seeing the general head and neck, upper limb, thorax, abdomen, pelvis, and lower limb. Then the histology, where you will be seeing the microscopic level images and actually drawing it and knowing about it, like which epithelium is there, what is the glands and how they are on the when they are stained. Then osteology, you will be reading about the bones and their attachment of muscles, arteries, and how they are placed, where they are placed. And then the neuroanatomy, actually neuroanatomy is not considered as a different thing, but actually I consider it a different thing, and it overlaps with physiology and will be helping you in the final year medicine and head and neck surgeries. So let's go for the books. The textbook I'll suggest are the two books that are Dr. B.D. Chaurasia's Human Anatomy and Dr. Vishram Singh's Human Anatomy. I personally read Dr. Vishram Singh's Anatomy because I found the language a bit easy. I'm not saying any book is bad, any book is good. I'm saying, from my point of view, that Vishram Singh had at that time good diagrams which can be easily hand drawn. And in anatomy, you have to draw the diagram on the paper and for practice, so that you can pass the exam as well as remember the structures. It's a good way. For histology and neuroanatomy, I'll say Dr. I.B. Singh's, Hinderbir Singh's books are good. And for exam passing, if you want to revise or you are panicking, you can go for Dr. Nafis Faruqi's book. The reference book for anatomy are Gray's Anatomy. For students, you must have, but mind you, for students one, the original Gray's Anatomy you can't read, and if you will read, you won't pass. So it's better at your level to go for Grey's Anatomy for students and Snell's Clinical Anatomy, which is a short, mild one. But I won't suggest these books right now. I'll say that you read the textbooks and you will pass. Apart from that, many people go for sir prep ladder लूँ, marrow लूँ, doctoral लूँ, क्या लूँ मैं. तो first of all, MBBS लिया है तुमने, अब you have to actually gather what you want to do. First of all, many things are free of cost available on YouTube and internet. So for the first 6 months, you should actually see these video like Dr. Ackland's anatomy video, where you can see the dissection or the cadaver images or videos, which is really good and helps you in, if you have missed your dissection hall, you can cope up with it. Dr. G. Bhanu Prakash YouTube channel, you will find the animated videos there, which is really good. And Dr. Viren Karia for osteology, he gives the best osteology videos, which will help you in viva exams anywhere. So that will be the best. And after 6 months, when you have explored and so and see, and you are like, I can pass this prof, then go for DBMCI, Prep Ladder, Marrow, Doctor, and Academy, or any online source which you want. Because first of all, you have to orient yourself with the subject, because पहले prof pass करना है, then you have to give the PG. If you won't pass the prof, obviously you can't give the PG. So first go for prof passing. Obviously the PG preparation app like DBMCI, Prep Ladder, Marrow help you for passing the prof. I'm not saying they won't, but at least get oriented to a place first you are going, rather than attacking in it. Okay. Then moving on to physiology, we have two basic things like human physiology, where it will be divided into general, CNS, CVS, nerve muscle physiology, blood, respiratory, etc., etc. Then in practical physiology, you will be having amphibian studies, for which practicals are obsolete. You will be seeing the instruments, you will be reading about the frog experiments, but since there are many activism and actually this is not actually it used to be very crude, so many places it's not practiced. Then we have hematology and clinical physiology. Hematology is basically the blood studies that you will be getting to know. And then the clinical physiology, moving on to the textbooks for physiology, I'm saying these are the books that will help you to build the concept. These are not the standard books which I'm telling you for textbook, and will actually have make you understand the things in easy language. So the first book I'll suggest will be Essential of Medical Physiology by K. Shambulingam, and the textbook of Medical Physiology by D. Venkatesh. These both books are really good. And for exam passing, we have this Basics of Medical Physiology, and this is also written by Dr. Venkatesh, and trust me, it is a 200-page book and a small book. At the end, when you won't be able to revise, this book is a real help, but this won't build your concepts. So I'll prefer that you read the textbook and reference book, that is Guyton in Genong, or that will be really helpful. Then moving on, for hematology, you should go for a textbook by of clinical practical physiology by CL Guy. The hematology section of this is really good. And for clinical physiology and amphibian, you should go for practical physiology for MBBS by Dr. A.K. Jain sir, which is also very good and is a gold standard. I won't say gold standard, sorry for that label, but I'll say that it's a good book, and actually it helps a lot and will be helping you till your final years. And for video lectures, you can go for Dr. Najib's video lecture, Ninja Nerd. And then for practical, we have the Geeky Meds practical, which are available and will be helpful in like BP measurement and all that stuff. The OSC guidelines followed by them are good. PG preparation, obviously DBMCI, Prep Ladder, Marrow, Doc Tutorial, and Academy, DAMS, anything you want. But first, get oriented to the subject. Then biochemistry. This is a subject which you have to understand, but also have to learn a lot. And for this, two books are there: Essential of Biochemistry by U. Satyanarayana in Textbook of Biochemistry for Medical Student by D.M. Vasudevan, sir. His practical book is also good, which I have mentioned, but I'll suggest for the cycles, Satyanarayan is a good. U. Satyanarayan book is really good, but it's a bit bulky. You will be afraid that इतनी मोटी book मैं कैसे पढ़ूंगा, but it's not like that. You have come to do MBBS, you have to read. So मेहनत से तो नहीं बच सकते, बट हाँ मेहनत करके आगे आने वाली मेहनत को कम कर सकते हैं. तो it's like that. You can go for this. Then for reference, we have this standard book, Harper's Illustrated Biochemistry, and mind you, all these books are available on Amazon, Flipkart with discounts, and you can find the vendors that will deliver you to the college. On the first day of your medical college or the orientation, you will get the stalls, and they will be offering you the books, but many of them, the books there will be really bad. Contact your seniors. Like for anatomy work, there is a manual which you will regret later that मैंने क्यों खरीदी, because it isn't used nowadays, because Vishram Singh and B.D. Chaurasia book has the things you need, and with all due respect, but really it is not needed. Like the atlas which is given by everyone is also not needed in this world of media, social media, and all the internet resources. So I'll suggest not to go for them in many books. Then some essential that you video lectures that you have to follow are Dr. A.K. Haritz, Dr. Rajesh Jambolkar on YouTube, and PG preparation again, DBMCI, Prepladam Marrow, Doctor Tutorial, Unacademy, or DAMS, or any source you want. Then talking about the essentials, these are the pencils, H and E pencil for histology that you will be needing in your labs. Colors for anatomy, because you have to practice the diagram, because without practicing you won't learn, and without drawing the diagram you won't pass too. So it's better to draw the diagram. Then apron for your own safety and your identity. Then the dissection kit, gloves, and the paraphernalia, which we call it with a better name, that is panchtantra, that is knee hammer, torch, stethoscope, measuring tape, tuning fork. And for histology, hematology lab, I'll be suggesting that you should carry your lancets, because MBBS खून मांगता है, and your blood sample will be, you will be observing under the microscope, so it's better to carry a lancet. And bone set is optional. I'll personally say that there is no need to buy a bone set. You will be getting it from the anatomy department for an hour, if you ask, during the DH, because every day it's not like you will be practicing the DH. And you can actually, in some colleges they issue bone set, and in some colleges you can actually have it for an hour, and that is enough. Wasting 10,000 12,000 rupees for a bone set is not a thing. You can buy it, it's your personal choice, because it's the glamorous thing that has been shown in some web series or thing, but I'll say it's your choice personally. And lastly, you have to carry your brain. Without that you won't pass. And first of all you have to pass the MBBS, then you have to do the PG. So build your concept. Every book which I have mentioned will build your concept and will be providing you the information. You can go for anything. Well, what I will suggest is not to buy any books on the first hand. First you should go to the college library and see if that book is resonating with your concept or your mind, and then buy, because you have ample of sources. You can have it. ज्ञान हर जगह बट रहा है, जहाँ से चाहे वहाँ से ले लो. So it's like that. With that I'll conclude, and I wish you all the best, juniors, for this journey. I'll be making more videos. If you want, please comment down below about how to approach the different subjects, and obviously subscribe to my channel. Thank you.